All right. Good morning. What is up, YouTube? My name is Red New. Thank you for checking out my channel. Today, we are going to be talking about why Konami hates me. So, if you don't know, a new ban list has been leaked and tweeted out just last night, and it's a huge one. Unfortunately, last night I was busy drinking and having fun, which brings us to two. There are two totally clear indicators now that shows how Konami hates me. So we'll get into that in a bit, but I just woke up a couple hours ago. This is a quick disclaimer. I just got home. I slapped together these couple of thumbnails, and we're going to be doing this without a script for the most part. So excuse me if I sound a little out of it and if I miss anything, but basically, how this is going to work is I'm going to drop this video here that you see on the whiteboard, right? I'm going to drop this video. It's going to have all my initial thoughts and reactions to the ban list. No editing, no script. I'm going to premiere this video, then redirect it to a post-discussion chat stream where I talk about it with a live chat because I like streaming. This is how that thumbnail is going to look, right? So, let's see over here. Yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into it. So, this is the ban list I am talking about. This is the tweet. Master Duel site going ahead and giving us a generous Forbidden Unlimited list. This is a big list, okay? I saw some people tweeting that, oh, it's not really doing too much, right, to some of the top meta decks. This does a lot, in my opinion. Just looking at right off the bat, this does a lot to, first of all the meta deck lists, right? And also just a lot for the game in general, even for rogue deck lists. It's a huge sort of impact that this is going to be putting here. So let's go ahead and take a look at that here, right? If you don't know, you could go to Master Duel Meta, the website. There's a news article, and it puts it in a nice little format where we're going to be talking about the cards that are forbidden, that are going to be semi-limited, etc., etc. I'm going to just give my quick initial thoughts with all of these, right? And then we'll have that post-discussion stream talk about it a little more in depth. By the way, this is probably the most upsetting. This is probably the most upsetting, where Konami totally limits a card that I play a 3 of in my Evil Twins deck. If you don't know, basically, if you go to my YouTube channel, right, I just dropped a Evil Twin guide, right? And this is the deck list that I ran to get Diamond 1 last season. I think that's season 7, right? So I run 3 of Crossout Designator. And I don't only just run 3 of Crossout Designator. Crossout Designator, if you don't know, right, it's the card where you can banish a copy of a card that you have in your deck. And if you do, negate its effects. It's a quick play spell. And it's used to stop things like Ash Blossom, Maxi, Nibiru, Ghost Ogre, whatever cards that you have that you match with your opponent, you get to stop with this card. It's very offensive because basically it lets you do your turn 1 play without having fear of being stopped by hand traps. And it's not just this card that you're running 3 of, right? Because sometimes you run cards with Crossout Designator, right? I guess this is the first card we're talking about is Crossout Designator. Sometimes you're running cards with Crossout Designator to go along with it, right? One example of that is Nibiru. Nibiru, the Primal Being. That is a card that you run with Crossout Designator specifically for it. Because especially with the Adventure Engine, right? And with Fluanda Rees being a huge part of the meta, Nibiru is not that strong because Flu, their optimal play is to just play around Nibiru, right? And as well, the Adventure Package. The Adventure Package, the Griffin is just going to stuff Nibiru. So we ran Nibiru, though, in this deck because Nibiru, you know, it hurts Evil Twin. And hey, we're running 3 Crossout Designator. It doesn't really hurt our deck building sort of composition that much by running just 1 Nibiru. But now, it's 1. It's at 1, and now you're going to be running more suboptimal hand traps in comparison to the number of the Crossout Designators you have, which sucks. It sucks a lot. it sucks so much. So we're going to be maybe trying to repair this deck during that post-discussion live stream. It's copium to just say like, just run Droll and Lockbird, right? Just run Droll and Lockbird. You'll be fine. Why is it copium? Because Droll and Lockbird is designed only in the context of this deck, the Evil Twin deck, right? It's designed only to really hit Max C. Make sure that Max C doesn't resolve on you, because Max C, if Max C resolves against Evil Twin, you're pretty much done. You're dead, right? But so Droll and Lockbird, right, is a good card to stop that. But what it is, it's mostly just defensive in that case, right? Whereas Crossout Designator stops so many things. It stops Ash Blossom, it stops Called by the Grave. If you have your Trouble Sunny out on the board, right? I'm not going to go scrolling through my video for it, but if you have your Trouble Sunny out on the board, okay, and you can set Crossout Designator. If they are going to force your Trouble Sunny to, tribute herself, right, and go in the graveyard just so that they can Call by the Grave it, you had Crossout Designator to stop that Call by the Grave. It stops a lot more things than just Max C, right? Whereas Droll and Lockbird, this only stops Max C. I better stop my phone right now before we continue with this. I better shut my phone up right now. So it's copium to just say like, you could just run Droll and Lockbird. The problem with getting rid of Crossout Designator for this deck is that first of all, you have to cut it completely. Just having one Crossout Designator and a bunch of hand traps, in my opinion, my initial opinion, just having one Crossout Designator and a bunch of suboptimal hand traps doesn't make a lot of sense. When you start to outnumber the number of Crossout Designators you have in your deck with things that wouldn't be in your deck otherwise, that's when it starts to not make sense. And that's when, Crossout Designator and the offensive capability of Evil Twins is, in my opinion, severely diminished. So there's that. Droll and Lockbird. I mean, otherwise, it is a great card. You stop Max C, and not only stop Max C, you stop Flu from adding multiple cards and a lot of other decks. But it's still just not as all-encompassing and altogether strong as Crossout Designator. Crossout Designator just stops so much. That Call by the Grave is devastating. If Call by the Grave resolves against your Trouble Sunny, you're done. You have to start from square one. You have nothing except that... Actually, you don't even have the Trouble Sunny. The Trouble Sunny is banished. You have nothing. You have nothing. You must have another starter, or it's that game is totally finished. So this hurts Evil Twins a lot. This hurts my guide a lot, and that's why Konami hates me. So that's Crossout Designator. That's my rant about it. Crossout Designator, though, I mean, it's not all bad. Like, if you guys don't know, I play Sky Strikers a lot, right? That hit isn't too bad in the context of Sky Strikers because, one, we never ran this card, right? But all the top tier runs, what's it called? Crossout Designator. You have Prank Kids runs 2, right? You have Sword Soul Tenny. This thing is going to get annoying. Runs 2, right? It has all of them. Adventure Phantom Knights runs 3. Wow, 3. Okay. So this hits a lot of the top tier, and it makes it so that, it makes it easier to resolve Max C against them because Max C hurts all of them, right? The problem with that, though, is also just to consider that Flu is still going to be a very popular budget choice, and Max C is totally dead against that. So if Max C is going to come more into the rotation, best believe Flu is going to come back more in the rotation, and that's going to just be a weird, horrible relationship where you're still running like 1 to 3, like anywhere between 0 to 3 Max C, depending on how many times you're just hitting the Flu onto Reese, which is just a weird balancing act. But either way, so this is a very, very interesting card to hit. It hits a lot of the top tier meta, right? It makes their plays a little less safe, but it also hits it hits a lot of going first, essentially, right? This is your best going first protection. If your opponent is playing hand traps, which you have to, right? You have to play cards like Max C. You have to play cards like Ash Blossom. Actually, I don't. Okay, I was like, why isn't Ash Blossom here? It's right here. You have to play cards like Ash Blossom, right? That's what this is there to stop, right? All these hand traps so that you can go turn 1, do your combo. So it hurts turn 1 a lot, and that's why Sky Strikers, baby. Sky Strikers. Sky Strikers is a going second deck, like Sky Strikers is, for the most part, the way I like to play Sky Strikers, and the most effective way, in my opinion, it is a purely going second deck. We never ran Crossout Designators, and it's going to be able to, take advantage of this and allow it more opportunities to stop these decks from popping off, right? Our hand traps are going to resolve more. So that's that. Let's go ahead and go through the rest of these a little quickly, and then we can go ahead and talk about it. So, cards to be forbidden: Destiny Hero Celestial. That's a pretty big hit. This card is the best material for DPE, right? DPE being Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, and having this card in the grave allows you to banish the other fusion material for this card and draw 2 cards. This is actually a hit for Sky Strikers, but also any deck that runs DPE, which almost any deck can run DPE. It's a huge hit to being able to have that draw 2 power. That power to draw 2 cannot be understated. So what are people going to run instead? Because Fusion Destiny is still at 1. So if Fusion Destiny is still at 1, that means you're still running Verde Anaconda, right? Verte, whatever the hell you want to say, right? Verde Anaconda, and you're still running that one of Fusion Destiny. So what is the other Destiny hero that you're going to be running? That's going to be Denier. That might be Yu-Gi-Oh! Come on, please. That's going to be Denier, I believe. This is the level 4, right? So Dasher is the level 6. So Denier will probably be the one that you run instead. So let me look at this one. Basically, if you had a Destiny hero on your field or in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. Okay, so you basically get to revive it, for free while you have DPE out, right? Or even in the graveyard. So pretty nice. You can take one of your Destiny hero monsters from deck or graveyard that is banished and placed on top of your deck. So this also allows you to recycle your DPE, right? Which is nice. It's a nice utility, and Destiny hero decks were already running this card, right? But it's not as nice as drawing 2, right? It's not nearly as nice as drawing 2, and Sky Strikers are definitely going to miss it. It's going to make things a little awkward for Sky Strikers too, because going into DPE was our best play out of the adventure package, right? Adventure package, adventure Yu-Gi-Oh, right? This stuff. Going into Verde Anaconda and DP, that was one of the ways we could clear adventure off our board, right? And convert it into DPE, who's easy to work with in the context of Sky Strikers. So with Fusion Destiny being at 1, we've already just skipped to Fusion Destiny being at 1 now. With Fusion Destiny being at 1, it means that if you do draw Fusion Destiny, it makes your adventure play a lot weaker, because now it's hard to convert the adventurer token and that griffin into something that doesn't take up room on your main monster space. So when you draw it, it's like, yeah, I can Fusion Destiny into DPE, slap that, and that's great. But it's also, gonna hurt the inclusions of these cards, right? If you happen to draw into them. So I don't know exactly how that's gonna play out. I'm gonna be doing a lot of testing I know that for sure, but it's just some interesting things to think about in the context of Sky Strikers. Imperial Order being banned. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Imperial Order is banned. That card, I'm trying so hard not to curse right now if you can't tell. But this card, I hate this card, right? Any Sky Striker deck is going to hate this card. You know, you can't do any of your spell effects. Now it's totally gone. Eldritch loved to run this card, and probably Fluandaries too, I believe. I don't know. No, probably not. No, definitely not. But Eldritch loved to run this card, and this card, as well as Vanities, were the primary and Skill Drain, but not so much in Skill Drain. But Imperial Order and Vanities are the primary reasons to run Spell Trap removal in Sky Strikers, right? Because if this resolves against you and you don't have a quick play Spell Trap removal, which is Mystical Space Typhoon, Twin Twisters, or Cosmic Cyclone, you're screwed. That game is as good as over as any of the, you know, it's done. That game is practically over. It's so hard to come back from that, because you can't even top deck Harpy's Feather Duster and get rid of this. So this card being banned, it's a long time coming. Hell yeah, I'm so happy. I'm definitely gonna be playing a lot more Sky Strikers, you know, in the month of September. August, you know, has been a bad month. August and Season 7, so July, right, have been very bad for Sky Strikers. But now with this, with Vanities being banned, and with Skill Drain being, you know, semi-limited, it's looking pretty nice for Sky Strikers, especially if it plays out how I think it'll play out. With let's see over here, because DP got hit, I think this is gonna come down a bit. This one too, I believe they played DP too, right? That one's gonna come down a bit, but what would remain, what was hit the least, in my opinion, right? Virtual World definitely going to go down, because True King is banned. It's gone now. It's gone. So this is going to come down. This is going to come down. This is going to come down. I believe this is going to come down a lot too, because the best floodgates they're gone, or they're semi-limited. So what's left is probably Sword Soul Tenyi. And so we're probably going back to that meta where we saw so many Sword Soul Tenyis, right? And in that meta, that is a meta that I'm kind of surprised Sky Striker is even here, by the way. I haven't checked this list out in a while. But that is a meta where Sky Striker can actually do stuff. If there is less meta decks running around, which is still kind of contentious, I guess you would say, right? It's still like up for debate, because Flanders is probably, you know, probably still slaps Sky Striker, is probably still there. But if there are less decks though to worry about, Sky Striker is in a better position, because you have less tech cards you have to run, like the Spell Trap removal, to make sure you don't get, you know, what do you get? Sacked by Imperial Order, right? Less decks to run tech cards against is better for Sky Striker. So that's a meta that Sky Striker does well on. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see that. Vanity's Emptiness, this is a total BS card. Neither player can special summon monsters. So basically they flip this. They make sure that none of their cards go to the graveyard, and they draw into all their resources. They stall the game out indefinitely. It's such a dumb card. Glad it's banned. This card used to be like 3 of back in the days when I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! It was disgusting. Number 75, Bamboozling Gossip Shadow, 3-0. Great hit. It's a great hit, because this card, the only reason you actually play this card, right, is specifically to do the Rongo Miad play. Miniad, whatever. Get this guy out. Because this guy's effect is that you can target another number card and attach this card to it as a material, as long as all the materials underneath this. It was able to allow you to get Rongo Miniad up to 5 materials, I believe, or maybe 4, whatever. But basically, if Rongominiad has all these materials, it's unaffected. It allows you, it's a monster that doesn't allow your opponent to play, right? They cannot normal or special summon monsters, so you can't even kaiju Rongominiad. You can't even kaiju Rongominiad. So this card being reduced to 0, hell yeah, that's great. That means we don't see this anymore. Well, I don't know. The combo to make this card, this was the optimal combo to make it, right? The optimal combo piece to make it is no longer available. There might be some other ways to make it. I don't know. But at least this card is something that, you know, we don't have to worry about. So we're going to be seeing less of this guy. We don't even see that much of it right now, but we're going to be seeing even less of it. And hell yeah, I'm all for that. True King of all calamities, 1 to 0. That's, you know, Virtual World is a strong deck, right? They have way more options than just True King, but there's not really one option like True King. True King is so good. It's like the end all be all. One of the best floodgates. It's basically you're telling your opponent to skip their turn, to skip their next turn, unless if they have reactive monster effect negation like Infinite Impermanence, I guess Forbidden Chalice or Droplet, right? To react to this. So it's definitely a big hit for Virtual World, in my opinion. Yes, you have all these other monsters, but nothing as threatening as True King. Nothing as threatening as True King. So, is it good? Is it bad? What are my thoughts about it? I like it. I like it because I don't really play Virtual World that much. And, you know, them going into True King and, you know, they should go to True King and other stuff. But just getting True King and, like, you're out, you don't have the effect negation in your hand, it sucks. So I'm glad it's gone. So there's that. That's pretty much it. Cards to be limited. Fusion Destiny 2 to 1. This makes it suck when you do happen to top deck. I mean, it doesn't suck to top deck Fusion Destiny. It never sucks to top deck Fusion Destiny. But at least in the context of Sky Strikers, if you're not able to use Verdi to convert your adventure stuff to, it's a little awkward if you do draw it. So Fusion Destiny 2-1, I don't think people are going to stop running DP just because of that, because it's still something you can dump with Verdi. It is a little hard though, because, you know, for 2 copies of Fusion Destiny, you put 2 bricks in your deck. It was a break even, right? But now you're putting 1 Fusion Destiny for 2 bricks in your deck. And that's a little weird. That's the same thing that I was talking about with my Evil Twin guide and playing. I should be reformatting my homepage a little bit, sorry. But my Evil Twin guide, right, with this, right? When you're running more suboptimal cards in comparison to this, the one that it's supposed to work with, that's when it becomes like a scary notion in the deck building context, because you don't want to run more bricks to your good cards, right? That's just, in my opinion, that's deck building 101. You would like to avoid that. So this coming down to 1, DPE is still such a really good card. I don't think it's going to totally like kill DPE, because you can Verdi it. So I don't know. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. We'll see how that kind of plays out. It's gonna make DPE more bricky, but we'll have to see. Pot of Prosperity, 3 to 1. This is a hit to a lot of decks, especially rogue decks and any kind of combo deck. Like if I was playing Madolche, I would play 3 Pot of Prosperity, like absolutely, right? Because it helps me get my combo pieces. If I like digging for Pudding Sis, right? Or looking for a Hoot Cake, I'm running 3 Pot of Prosperities because I need those combo pieces. Now, it also hits one card, one meta deck that does run Pot of Prosperity is Flanders. They run 3 of this. Look at 94%. Every deck, every good Flanders deck is going to run 3 of this. So this being hit is great. You know, I was talking about it a little bit with my Discord. You know, they say, hey, you can run, what's it called? You can run Small World, right? Small World is a -1 searcher that lets you banish a card in your hand, banish a card from your deck, do some hocus pocus, and get your primary starter card, ideally Robina, right? They can run this, but Small World, with all this confusing text, right? This searcher, it's still a -1. It's a -1. You let Small World resolve. You Ash Blossom the Robina or, you know, Impermit. They took a -1 for that. That's a big hit. That's a big hit. You know, the other card that you can run is Extravagance. But Extravagance is not digging. It's not digging and taking your pick. Extravagance is, you know, it's a +1. Extravagance is great. But it's not digging and taking your pick, and that's a lot. That's a lot for Flanders. Taking a look at the top 6 cards to find whatever you need, it's way too good. So Extravagance is not like, what do you say? It's not a 1-to-1 replacement, obviously, right? So this is Copium, right? I think Flanders, you know, will suffer a lot of consistency issues until at least they get the Advent Flanders. Oh God, Advent Flanders. So this thing, right? So Crossout Designator 3-1, Meow Meow Moo, hell yeah, Prank Kids coming down. If you can't tell, I'm running it a little bit out of time, but Prank Kids. Meow Meow Moo, this card, if you guys don't know, it's their Link 1. It's their combo starter. They run at least 2 of them. A lot of them run 3 I think. I guess 50%, whatever. Right? But this is their combo starter, right? They take any one of their Prank Kids, they convert it to this, and sorry about that. It's gonna be in their graveyard, basically, for Battle Butler. This card is what allows them to double Raigeki, essentially. So this card coming down to 1, this is something that I think the TCG right now is doing. That's great. It makes it so that when you do stop Prank Kids, they're pretty much stopped. They have to recycle this, which they do have ways to recycle it. But now it's like their only one resource. So it's going to hurt their ability to play a longer game, which is great. Any hit to Prank Kids, just look at this, you know, the tier list, right? Just look at the tier list, 21.7. Look how much of a difference there is in power level, right? This is like based off tournaments and community tournaments, I believe, right? So it's not the clearest indicator of the meta, but this deck is still super consistent. It's really good, but with DPE being hit, Crossout Designator being hit, and Meow Meow Moo being hit, I think it's going to bring it down a lot. And you know, I'm looking forward to that. I don't like Prank Kids. Cards to be semi-limited. So this is a card that was at 1, Altergeist Multifaker. We love to see it. Nice, great. More people asking me to play Multifaker or Altergeist. I'm never going to do it. More people asking Rosemi and other Niji-Sanji VTubers to play it. Great. Amazing. That's the biggest hit from this card, is going to be seeing the chat messages. Oh, Rosemi, play Altergeist. Play Altergeist, Rosemi. It's so good. That's the number one concern I have. I hate this. But whatever. Salamine Great Gazelle. I know this is like a good card. That's all about what I know of it. I'm not gonna try and talk about this too much. Fire Formation Tanky 3-2. That's kind of crazy. Tanky is mostly played right now by the, what's it called? Zodiac, right? Which Zodiac is not even here. Zodiac, not just Zodiac, what is it called? Tri-Brigade Zodiac. So seeing this come down to 2 is a little surprising because it's definitely not very popular anymore. If you go on ladder the last 2 months, ever since Fractal got hit, it's suffered a lot in terms of popularity. So seeing this get hit is a little interesting. I'm pretty sure Sword Soul, yeah, they don't play tanky. Yeah, they don't play tanky. It doesn't fit their type, right? Not even adventure, right? So seeing this get hit is a little surprising, but cool. It's not Sky Strikers, I guess. Skill drain 3-2, great. It's not amazing, I guess. Like some people want it gone. I don't think it needs to be gone. Okay, there are outs to skill drain. It's fine. You can still play around it. Especially with like Evil Twins, you have Trouble Sunny, right? I'm glad Imperial Order and Vanity's Emptiness is gone. Skill drain is more of an issue when it's backed up by Imperial Order. When you have, you know, basically all your outs being stopped by Imperial Order, that's when these two cards become a huge sack and hurt you, hurt your ability to play and become really annoying and just a very, very anti-fun. So seeing this come down, I'd say is great. You're going to see a lot less of it, especially with Imperial Order now being totally gone. L-Lich is going to come down a lot. So I'm looking forward to that. Hell yeah. Cards to be unlimited. Night Assailant 1-3. I don't know why. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to pretend to know why. DK's video. I guess go watch DK's video. Pog. So yeah, that's it. Those are my thoughts about the new Forbidden Limited list. Again, I'm sure I missed a lot of things. So if you're interested in joining the discussion, leave a comment down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed this. Whatever this is, unscripted. This took about 30 minutes, a little longer than I thought it would. But also, subscribe for more Master Duel content. My name is Rednew. My Discord is also in the description. Click that too. You can, okay, let's do a little demonstration here. Join the Discord. There you go. Okay. All my videos have this link. A lot of people are talking about it on my Discord right now. So, hop in, join the discussion. It's a very nice, welcoming place. We like new players, right? And, my whole channel, all my video content is about, making guides designed specifically for newer players. And to include them, right? As well as the gameplay commentaries. All my videos are that. So that's what my community is built on. If you are a new player, feel free to hop in, ask questions, and can be enjoying Master Duel with the rest of us, enjoying quote unquote. What else? Yeah. If everything works here, this video should redirect to a live stream. I think I'm going to be premiering this, so it should redirect to a live stream where, you can join in my live chat and talk to me about it. We're going to be talking about it with this thumbnail. Yeah, that thing right there. So join that if you're watching the premiere right now. That's it for me. My name is Rednew, and I'll see you all there. Bye.